All right, I haven't been this wrong in a year, so I guess I was due to be wrong, right? Let's actually bring you guys down. I guess I was due to be wrong. I I drank the Kool-Aid. I believe that all the great Indiana stats they were putting up against teams that weren't on the level of Iowa State were going to translate over. I don't really have any excuses for the game. Other than one thing, which is, in my opinion, Indiana didn't play their best game. In my opinion, Indiana played about a C- version of themselves. Even if they would have played the A+ version of themselves, they probably still would have lost by like 3. This Ohio State team was a lot better than I thought. They played a way better game than I've seen them play this year. And I have a lot of respect for that football team over there. This goes on now for the 35th straight year of Ohio State either beating or tying Indiana, because everyone's like, no, Luke, it's actually only 30 years. No, a tie doesn't count. Indiana has not beaten Ohio State in 35 years. I guess I was just really hopeful for that to change. I really believed that was going to happen with my heart. And obviously I said my head, and I did. I thought that there were battles Indiana could have won. I think they exploited it in the first drive. But, I mean, look, man, Ryan Day, great coaching after that first drive. And Will Howard, incredible QB play after that first drive. So, you know what I mean? More talented team, more disciplined team, and more, just those two things. Talent and discipline. If you are talented and you have discipline, you will win every single game. That Ohio State team I watched is, in my opinion, better than the Oregon team that they lost to. I mean, if they play the way they played against Indiana, they could beat anybody. So my opinion, leaving the game on Ohio State after that is, honestly, they look like the best team in the country. And now, of course, you're going to be like, oh, of course you're saying that because they beat Indiana, who shouldn't have even. No. This Indiana team is obviously not contender level. We found that out today. But I still think that, honestly, they are the level below that. And you see the difference in point differential from that level to a team like that. Like, that is pretty remarkable. You saw Texas lose by 15 to Georgia. You saw LSU. LSU got smoked by Alabama, right? You saw that level of difference. So is Indiana like the level of an LSU? Yeah, probably. And LSU isn't top 25. So am I telling you right now that the level of talent and level of play right now are non-top 25? I'm going to straight up tell you yes. But let me tell you something as well. This Indiana team should not be kept out of the playoff. I get that there's going to be this, oh, they didn't earn it, whatever. You can't put a 3-loss team over them. You can't this, you can't that. And in my opinion, the biggest reason that you can't do this stuff is because, again, Indiana hasn't played their A game. And I think if they would have played their A game, you would have been looking at a 3-point loss. But at the same time, that's an excuse. And I think that you only can go by what you've seen played. And you saw the A game of Indiana for 9.5 football games. And then you saw the second half against Michigan and this whole game against Ohio State. I am slightly worried going into the Purdue game. But at the same time, I think now they're going to obliterate them because of how bad this loss hurts. It'll be interesting to see what the committee does. If the committee drops Indiana to 10 or 11, I think they're going to have to win by 30 to 40 against Purdue, which should be doable. But yeah, I mean, this is a streak I've been on for a few years now. 2 years ago was the Vikings-Colts game, where I said the Colts would win in dramatic fashion. They lost in the most dramatic fashion ever, getting the biggest comeback ever on them. And then there was last year where I said the Pacers would beat the Celtics by 3 in the 5th game of the season, and they got beat by 50. And now there's this game where I say Indiana's going to win by 11, and they lose by like 25. So I'm on a very bad streak right now, yearly. But hell, if it's once a year, it is what it is. It just sucks that every single time I'm wrong, is the one time it blows up. So I hope that the fans who watch those other videos, Ohio State fan, any fan, whatever, this is my take on it. For all the Hoosier fans who stuck with me through the channel for 4 years now, I want you guys to know that this is still one of the best Indiana teams ever, if not the best ever. So still be very proud and excited about that. The loss to Ohio State sucks, but if you make it to the playoff, then it is house money. And I look like I'm in a box, but it becomes house money, so you could face Ohio State again. And could that be a 49-7 loss? Yeah. Could it be a dramatic 35-32 win? Possibly. I don't know. I'm just so happy to see Indiana do what they've done. If they are 11-1 and don't make the playoff, I'm honestly not super duper upset. What Cignetti is creating and making in Bloomington is beautiful, and as a fan, I love it. So that's my whole take. I was very wrong, but I still think this Indiana team is, in my opinion, a top 25 team, but should be ranked top 12 based on what they've done. But again, the committee might see it differently. They might see it the way that my head feels, which is, oh, they actually don't look like da-da-da team. But the way my heart feels is give them a chance. Give them a shot. I think they could beat Miami. I think they could beat... I mean, who's going to win out of the Big 12, BYU or Colorado? They could beat either one of them. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 teams that could make the top 12 who Indiana could beat. So in my opinion, give them a shot. That's all I got, though. Thank you guys for watching. Aflac time out. Bye-bye.